David Lee Murphy on Kix 105.5. A good morning to you. I'm Sean Knight. Join me every Wednesday for Good Policies. It's Mike Barrett from Barrett Insurance Agency. Merry Christmas, Mike.
Merry Christmas. Quick question. Was there a tiger in the bathroom that next morning or no?
You have no idea. It was a hamster wearing a Halloween costume, but still frightened me terribly. So, Good Policies is where Mike and I talk about insurance. And believe it or not, as I go around town and to other places who can now pick up Kicks because we got a bigger antenna a couple weeks ago, people are very excited when they're like, oh, yeah, I look forward to Wednesday's talk with you and Mike Barrett. And I would have never thought in 30-some years of doing radio that people would get excited about listening to two guys talk about insurance. That's for sure.
That's kind of, yeah, I'm stumped myself. But, hey.
I say props to you because you're a colorful individual who I enjoy talking to. We have good conversations. One of my questions is kind of Halloween. So now you got me in the wrong holiday mode. Is Christmas related. If I buy a television at Walmart and I break it, but I bought the $5 insurance or whatever it is, can I double dip? Can I get a new TV from them and file a claim?
I don't recommend trying to do that. That's not really appropriate. Remember, filing a claim is about getting back to the whole. So it's not about betterment. It's about getting back what you had. Now, if you got the insurance through the television purchase, look and see what's covered. That's the big question, Sean, is two questions. How did the TV break? Is there a deductible on the insurance that you got from the store? And once you figure that out, then you might be able to figure out which one is the appropriate one to go after.
Well, the reason the TV broke is because I may have also, as a gift, gotten one of those little remote control flying things. And I may have been responsible. But no, honestly, if I buy a TV but I buy the insurance, there's no reason for me to talk to my insurance agent because I'm just going to go replace it at Walmart. Now, let's say I didn't buy the insurance from Walmart. That would then be an opportunity for me to file a claim to get another TV, right?
Possibly. Now, Is it insurance that you're getting at Walmart or a warranty? If it's insuring for defects of the television, that's one thing. If it's insuring for physical damage that occurs to the television, I don't know if that's part of the Walmart option. You want to make sure. But let's dial over to the homeowner. So let's say you bought a little inside-the-house drone to just attack all your family members for Christmas.
And the cats.
And the cats, of course, yes, and if you're lucky, the dog, too. So you fly it into the TV. On a homeowner policy, and in your case, a renter's insurance policy, you don't have what is called special personal property. Special personal property is what makes it so that you don't have to go by the specific perils of coverage that are available for loss to personal property. So the question being, is there a specific peril that says my drone crashed into my TV? And I say, probably not, right? But on a special form personal property protection, there's no exclusion that says a drone flew into your TV. So if you have special personal property coverage, subject to your deductible, your TV is covered.
Interesting that you talk about that unusual insurance I never heard of. Are there other insurance? Yeah, it's one of those buried costs. Is there an insurance coverage that exists that people don't really facilitate or know about that you're like, you know what, if you really want to cover yourself 6 ways to Sunday, you should look into this. Oh, I've never heard of that. What an interesting thing.
It's funny you asked that question that way because the answer would be special personal property. That's probably a very lesser-known piece of coverage. Let's go to a traditional homeowner policy first as an example. So a traditional homeowner policy, I would say if you had 10 friends who own homes and you said to your friends, hey, what form do you have for your homeowner policy? After they stared at you like you're the wackiest dude they've ever seen, like, what are you talking about, you fool? Then if they were to actually look at their policy, 99.999% of the time, they're probably going to see that it's a Form 3 policy, which is a special form policy. And I'm going to give it to you the fastest way possible, and you can always ask questions. A special form, Form 3, gives you sudden and accidental loss subject to exclusions for your dwelling and your buildings, and then 16 or 17 named peril losses for personal property. So you have great coverage in the house, and you have good coverage in personal property, but it's not comprehensive coverage necessarily. A Form 5 says, You get sudden and accidental loss subject to exclusions on everything, on your home, on your personal property. It's all under that. So you're going to get better coverage for your personal property on a Form 5 homeowner, or by adding by endorsement, if available with the company that you're with, special personal property on your renter's insurance.
I'm sorry, I fell asleep. All I heard was blah, 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 Form 5, blah, blah, blah. What are items
You are a typical consumer of insurance, and that is the appropriate response.
What are items that you actually can't insure, as we do get a lot of gifts and do home improvement during these times? What are items that I would believe are insured, but I go, oh, this broke, or there was an issue at my home or whatever, and I come to you and you go, well, it's not insured.
Well, and of course, again, we're going to talk about how did it occur. So is it going to fall under special form coverage or broad
so let's
form
go with
coverage?
this. Let's go with this. A earthquake or me flying a drone into it. Okay, there's your two examples. Earthquake or me flying a drone into it. Go.
So you flying a drone into it would only be covered on a Form 5. Earthquake is not covered on a homeowner policy unless you specifically add it. So let's throw it out this way. Let's say you decided that you're going to get the kids a cat or a dog for Christmas. You can insure them with pet medical insurance, but you can't insure them for loss. So say something happens, God forbid, where the animal perishes, you're not going to have coverage to be able to recover any loss from that. That's the most common angle of confusion. So there are certain types of things to think about, like sub-limits that could be applied to personal property. So you go out and buy a $5,000 piece of jewelry for your loved one. They go ahead and lose it, and you find out that maybe, because they lost it, you didn't have the right coverage, or maybe they got it stolen, and you find out the most that can be paid for that type of loss is $1,500. There are things that you might want to be dialing in for certain types of property that you are buying for folks or receiving for Christmas, just to make sure you're dotting the I's and crossing the T's. A quick call will be all you need to do.
No, I swear, Mike, it was tectonic plate shifting. There was an earthquake here in northern Vermont. Oh, man.
Well, now, earthquake coverage is available by endorsement on property policies, but it's
even
not
in this
automatic.
area, even in this area where we don't even have the slightest chance of having an earthquake.
The biggest thing is you never say never. Our cost for earthquake coverage up here compared to what earthquake coverage is in California is seismic.
Oh, that's our time. I say goodbye to you, sir. Merry Christmas. If you would like to talk to Mike Barrett of Barrett Insurance Agency, you can call him at
748-5224. We're on Portland Street in St. Johnsbury. Our new and improved website, thebarrettagency.com. Free home and auto quotes available there. Also, Google, Facebook, and YouTube, Barrett Insurance. And seriously, Merry Christmas to all. Have the best Christmas you possibly can, given our circumstances.
And, if something should occur here in Vermont with an earthquake, don't worry. It's not Mike Barrett's fault. Oh, hey!
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
On a scale of 1 to 10, that was